Alrighty, we are live here. Welcome everybody. I am starting the stream in just about 3 minutes. I'll be going through the map, then talk about my comp and what I'm deciding to use to start things off, what I'm going to target, and then a little bit about Glaciela and her AI and how to put it to work. So hang tight, waiting for some live viewers. Should be starting in about 3 minutes or so. All right, well, let's kick things off. Welcome, everybody. Those of you watching the live stream in hindsight now with YouTube, if you haven't made it, I'm going to go through the map overview to start. Try to go through this as seamlessly as possible. Should be about, I don't know, an hour and a half maybe. And essentially see how far we can climb an arena together using Flagbearer Glaciela as the bonus unit. Talk a little bit about the strategies of which characters I'm using, the vision cards, things of that nature. So, just to get things kicked off here, the map on the screen that you're seeing is the current brand new map. It's Underground Ruins, and the map is actually kind of unique in how small it is. This is a very, very short map. And just talking generally about some of the things that I look for. Number one, all the units are spaced out within one space of each other, so there are some opportunities to buff with relative ease here in terms of someone moving to one slot and then using that buff for both teammates and then kind of going in a circle. But the team fights are going to happen very quickly here, where once units start moving forward about 3 squares, and there will be some overlap, so you have to be mindful of exactly where they move. On that second turn, you're already going to be in range. So this is a one buff, if not no buff, kind of fight. It's these kind of maps where speed kills, being able to get your first turn before they can, making sure you don't get baited ahead by accident. And obviously the map effects here, increased wind attack 30, immensely powerful for that modifier, and then the increase of ice resistance 50%. I'm sure a lot of people are going into this thinking, great, like a wind unit week, I'll just run ice, easy peasy. That's not going to be the case, particularly with one of the vision cards being 12% ice resistance for wind units as well. So they're going to have a ton of ice resistance. I would imagine even wind teams are going to beat ice teams here. And so my anticipation of what we're going to expect as we climb through the first, lower couple thousand, probably going to see a lot of Final Fantasy 13 units. I'm expecting a ton of lightning, probably some ice sprinkled in just because of how easy it is to build. And then I would imagine once we get toward the top 1,000, we're going to start seeing more in the wind element. I would imagine maybe some fire for how much wind teams, same thing for earth, but I would figure once we're in the top like 100 or so, you're going to see a lot of Glaciela just because a lot of people are going to have her built at that point. So talking about what I'm running for comp at the moment, my dual team, and I'll talk a little bit about the theory behind why. So initially, we always have to look at what the bonuses are. Just economically, you want to have the maximum bonus for whatever you can. It just allows you to gain more points, not have to use as many refreshes. So that is my goal here. And so Flagbearer Glaciela is obviously the unit I'm using for the unit bonus, but you do get 2 vision card bonuses. Now, no surprise, the top bonuses here are the Final Fantasy 13 cards, which are not wind-oriented units. And I'm sorry, if this music's kind of loud, let me know in the chat. I can always turn it down. But they're not wind-oriented vision cards. So my goal is to use these as the sub-vision cards if possible, and rely on 1 of 2 cards to be my main card here. Either the Tetrasylphid, which is the wind modifier up, or the Scions of Beolive, which is the agility 15% up. So I will be leaning on 1 of these 2 almost at all times to be my main vision card, and then just slot in these other 3 as appropriate so I can also get the bonus. Now we're looking at the party formation. My general concept here is running mono wind. I'm not worried about ice at all, so I don't have to worry about running a fire unit somewhere to counter that. And essentially I'm going to try to build a team that can beat any other wind team, and there are a couple ways to do that. Notoriously, the Typhon vision card is great for the wind resistance, and I'm going to have to try to build in some Pierce resistance here eventually as well, as I start seeing other Glacielas pop up. So my current concept here is fastest characters possible. So I'm maxing my Summer Jaden here to get the highest agility possible with the agility up of the accessory. I have the Lara backpack, which is 6 base agility, maxed out with agility runes here. I do want him using his speed up buff, or what do you call it, agility up buff on Joom in the middle here before anyone else gets to move. My fear would be if he's too slow and the enemy across from him, as you can see here, if this slot 1 ends up moving too far too fast, he actually might be able to hit them in range with a splash tower, so I want to avoid that. What I'd like to intentionally do is have him move to buff both of them from an agility perspective, or at least one of them, and then have he and Glaciela just blow up everything in the middle as they start to move. So him at 118 agility. My Joom here in the middle, also building a little bit more towards speed. It's 111 total. I do have her geared, as you can see, the vision card as we talked about. For Summer Jaden's vision cards, obviously the Sadali card for the agility, as well as the AoE resistance. For the sub-vision card, I do like his just for some of the missile resistance penetration, some of those other things. And then Glaciela in particular, I've not completed the new Platinum Rod, so I am running the Wind Rod in the meantime, and I am using the Chaos Odin. And again, I'm trying to build it for as much speed as possible. So my goal here is, and I don't know this yet because I'm not sure how the unit affinity works into the base agility here, but my goal hopefully is that Summer Jaden moves between the 2 of them, uses his agility buff first, and then things kind of get started from there. I actually, I'm going to be turning off the Zizabels here on Glaciela. What I'd like to intentionally do is use a Trick Lancer. I'm actually going to turn off the All-Out Assault. Should already be off. It is. And my hope is that turn 1 she can use the one that gives her her own ability to protect herself. The second one I do want her using Beacon of Reform. I don't anticipate a ton of slash and magic attack, but probably going to be in there a little bit. I'd prefer that buff than her other buff, but we'll see obviously how that ends up working out. So that's it for now. We're going to see how this works. So, you know, we'll see immediately whether or not Sadali makes that, or I'm sorry, Jaden makes that first turn move. We're going to pick on this poor soul, unfortunately, to start. And let's see what happens. So, yeah, given the range of Jaden, I'm expecting the splash attack, the giant AoE, to be a big opener for damage potential, and then I would imagine Glaciela moving in with the triple hit ability would finish almost anybody off that's in the middle there. Hopefully she doesn't need that extra move. If that's the case where she does, I actually might end up... Wow! I didn't think you could hit them from that far. Apparently you can.
I shall continue forth, no matter what might come together.
I actually did the range math on that before this video, and I didn't think you could... I didn't think you could do that. So...
That was
fun.
You have my...
It's better than... Alright, okay, so if he can reach them, I actually might turn off the range +2. We'll see. That actually might come back to hurt me. Because he's going to run out of AP very quickly if that ends up happening. So I had done the range math. Apparently I miscalculated on just how far that was. So that was extremely easy. On to the next. Oh, interesting. Regular Glaciela team. pick something that has a little entertainment value. No, okay, I'm sorry. None of these will. It's going to be the same fight 3 times in a row here. Jaden's going to walk forward in one shot. Half the team. But, yeah, my options right now that I'm thinking about tweaking potentially. Glaciela, making sure that she uses her move +1 buff just to make sure she can get in range to use the triple cross ability to finish off whatever Summer Jaden does.
Okay.
My other option here is turning off his range +2 to prevent this if he can't finish off the enemies in one shot. That way he can use his buff instead.
I shall continue forth, no matter what may come together.
She'll want to use some
I'll
protect
do away
here.
with these enemy forces. Let's go.
Yeah, he's just
was
Summer Jaden's
kind
gonna be
of fun.
really good here on
You
this
have
map.
my thanks.
It's one of those things that when you talk about how do you defend against this wind comp, the answer is just like wind resistance, AoE and unit resistance. There's really nothing else. Like you can't defend against Glaciela's Pierce and physical attacks and Jume's slash physical attacks and Summer Jaden's missile spirit based attack. Like there's just too many things to gear for that someone's going to kill you somehow. This will be an interesting one. It's dark. It's not dark, but this is Agri. This will be a fun one to highlight. So I'm really interested to see how much damage he does here versus Agrius, considering wind versus missile. I don't think she's necessarily particularly strong in missile, and obviously she skews more toward spirit than defense, so that's why I'm intrigued to see how much damage he does. But given the current rank we're at, I would imagine he comes close to one-shotting her. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Don't disappoint me.
This won't
Yeah, that's
take
a lot of
long.
damage
More.
against the ice unit.
I shall continue forth, no matter what may come together.
Yeah, so
Are
the
you
concept
prepared
of
to
I
lose
actually think it's
your
really
lives?
interesting. They did 50% ice resistance here. That really does make it so that there isn't a true counter to the wind here. Like I just don't know. It's gonna be very matchup specific and AI specific. Quite honestly, to be fair, everything is
Let us
AI
press
specific
on
at the end of the day. That's
until the
not
day that
humans,
war is
but
no more.
oftentimes in arena you can get away with just being specific about who you hunt and just playing the element game, if you know what I mean. But I don't think that's going to be the case this week. You're going to have to objectively just make the better team that can beat the majority of other teams that you come against, which is actually kind of nice. It makes it so that you can't just blow Viz and hunt elements you're strong against and rinse repeat. So I will start to... This will be a very interesting one. I am intrigued to see what Charlotte takes for damage. Also intrigued to see what Resnick might do here, depending upon the healing and the unit resistance, things of that nature. So Resnick here. Yeah, Jaden Monkas, it's pretty one-sided so far. I'm actually not expecting to turn off the range +2. If I were to guess, he could probably one-shot mostly anybody in that first slot. Well,
Okay. All right. You're mine.
This won't take long. More.
this is the most boring live stream I've done so far. I'm sorry. This is a Glaciela showcase. This is like a Jaden showcase right now.
Everyone.
Does he one-shot Charlotte too? No, but that's a lot of damage. Like,
Get on. On to the next battle. Let's move.
so just zipping along here so far. I'm assuming I'm probably gonna hit some wing teams here in the next 1,000 or so. To be fair, I actually don't know how many people have Glaciela already fully built. Obviously, it's a 100 cost unit coming off the heels of Final Fantasy Tactics and 13 when people are a little more starved for Viz. You know, I'd just be surprised how many people actually like built her and have her ready already. She's really good, and it's not like she's a surprise, so people could have budgeted accordingly. But yeah, we'll see how many people actually have her ready day one. That was Jade. So two things. So small Guild War map obviously makes this Jaden's playground where you can hit absolutely anything from anywhere. But also for Glaciela, she is, not that she's short range, she's not. She's got some range. Her
Okay.
main ability,
All
the
right.
15 AP cost, can hit anything basically. But she does skew a little bit more shorter range on the Trick Lancer and some of the other abilities. So
I shall continue
this map is
forth,
just
no matter
absolutely
what may
perfect.
come.
It also
I'm with
doesn't
you.
allow you to buff too many
Typical
times. So it's really just like who can get in there and do the most damage quickly. In terms of how is Jaden doing that much,
That was
it's
kind of fun.
a few
thanks.
answers to that. Number one, nobody is gearing for Spirit, I would imagine right now. Number two, no one here is gearing for wind resistance, at least in this area of the ranking. And number three, I'm sure most people aren't necessarily thinking missile resistance, though I would imagine a lot of people running lightning might be, so I don't think it's a good excuse. We're gonna use a refresh here. There we go. Starting to see some wind. So this is gonna be really interesting. Just looking at the. Oh, I'm gonna smoke this thing. This is. Oh, let me talk through why I said that. So when I was talking about agility here, I want Jaden to always go first, no matter what. Whether it's to go get a pick early, or whether it's to make sure that he can get a buff off if I decide to turn the range +2 off. And so I'm obviously emphasizing the agility here at 118. He should be one of the fastest units on the field. So when I looked at APOC here, just looking already at what he has equipped, I know for a fact he does not have the 2 speed vision cards that I do, so I'll absolutely be going first. Yeah, Glaciela isn't even doing anything right now. This is just the Summer Jaden showcase. But again, it like begs the question: how do you defend against this team? Like, you really can't. If you decide, okay, I'm gonna like go a high missile resistant ton of spirit, well then you're gonna be super exposed against Jum and Glaciela once that fight goes on. So really gonna have to get creative with the matchups. If I had to guess, it's probably gonna be which team ends up stacking the most wind resistance. There's a couple espers to look into. I know Tetrasulfate is one of them that has the 25% wind resistance. I also know the Typhon Vision card is a good one, which gives you 20% wind resistance. So I think it's going to eventually come down to that. Which team just has more wind resistance, and that's probably going to be the winner. But I would imagine there might also be some element of healing and sustain that if things aren't getting one shot, whoever can just last longer as well.
Okay.
So it might have to end up throwing Leela in the mix here eventually. Decent damage. Wow. Yeah, this is
Let's move.
I'm already in the top 1,000. This is okay. Actually, to be fair, day 1 of Arena is the easiest day. People jump in here, they haven't fine-tuned their comps yet. No one's really trying hard for top rankings. They know they can always do it later on in the week. So, you know, don't get overconfident in day 1. This is literally the easiest day of Arena. You can climb with almost anything. To answer David Rice's comment, a good lightning comp might be scary. Maybe. It depends on how they do it. If they really are stacked for aim, fire, and range and have a Keen Blade in there, there is a chance I could get poked down early, but they're more squishy. Depends on the lightning comp you're talking about. I'm really not too concerned yet, but I would imagine in this top 500 I'm going to be seeing some lightning soon. I would agree. I'm actually really interested in this. Fuck it, we're going to YOLO this comp. So this is actually, hold on a second. Let me see how evasive this comp is. So not. Oh, it's kind of evasive. It could be a better. No, that's good enough. No, I'm really intrigued here. Jaden obviously has the 100% hit chance ability. Glaciela's obviously stacked to the 9s with accuracy, so I am curious how this goes. This is also an interesting matchup given that regular Jaden is the Spirit Missile unit, so we'll see what Jum does in terms of that. I haven't really invested in Jum's resistances yet, so she could get blown out of the water by certain things. I just kind of put a generic, you know, pod, AoE, whatever. So we'll see how this one goes. I am very intrigued to see the overall hit rates, whether or not Jaden actually opens up with his AoE or not, or whether their evasion is so high that he decides to buff instead.
Okay.
They are missing
Right.
two luck vision cards. They only had the Elena vision card on there. So that obviously decreases their evasion by 15% or something like that.
Forgive those who make others suffer. Let's go, partner.
That's a bad buff on this map, in my opinion. Stella Maris, this map is too short.
Is that all you've got?
You want her using her evasion buff and her courage buff. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, he didn't even get re-raised out there. That's what I mean. Like, this is gonna happen so fast. You need either your units to be totally self-sufficient, or you need to make sure their first buff is their best buff. Yeah, no chance. Courage removal, you know, you get courage.
Let us press on
Yeah,
until the
That's-
day that war is no more.
that's kind of what I expected there. And obviously, Summer Jaden is relatively accurate, but not against high-end evade without giving some investment into it. I'm really not gearing him at all for accuracy at the moment, so that's not unsurprising how that unfurled. But here we are at 7:30. There, and here we go. Now we've hit the wind comp. So now, I'm really intrigued to see how they're starting to build some of theirs. This Glaciela is only level 80. I can easily take that. This one's a little better. This is intriguing, the Protect coat. We've been seeing an uptick in this TMR recently. Also a snow tank here, so obviously it would be harder to cleave through. I'm, for now, going to take the easier of the two just to keep my streak alive so I can get closer to the top 100. But I do want to take something that's just entertaining. This actually should be a fun one. Yeah, we're gonna do against this comp, and actually this is our first actual challenge, if you will. So what I'm thinking in terms of strategy here, or at least how the matchup's gonna go. So Dolly's obviously geared for hitting evasion, so is it More the Merrier, which is kind of odd. I would imagine there to be not a lot of evasion here, so defense and spirit wise they should topple near instantly under what I'm throwing at them. Card wise, I'm not seeing a lot of offensive investment into Glaciela in terms of attack or physical attack modifiers. They should be speedy, but not as speedy as I am. So this is gonna... I think I'm gonna blow this team out of the water as well. And if I had to guess, opening rotation... Glaciela might be the fastest one there, so Dolly's probably gonna use the Hate and Re-Raise ability next. More the Merrier might be third, if I'm guessing, but again, I don't know what their runes are, so it's hard to really tell. But either way, my Jaden should be the fastest, because I have those 2 agility vision cards. They only had the 1. So Jaden should move forward and like absolutely smoke most of them, or 2 of them, for 75% of their health.
Okay, all right, you're mine.
This won't take long.
Yeah. Almost one shot.
I shall continue forth, no matter what may come. I'm with you.
I must do away with you rabbits.
Yeah, so see, this map is so small, you can't even buff.
Believe me.
Yeah, easy.
I shall continue.
Oh, I'm sorry, they were reversed. Yeah, Thunder Mage. This is a really interesting map. We don't get maps this small in quite some time. Wow, that Glaciela took that really well.
Quite.
That was kind of fun. You have my thanks.
nice, Aces. Good strategy there. Actually, yeah, like day 1, if you ran that Toxic Evasion, you could, like I said, day 1 arena's typically the worst quality of teams that you'd encounter. That you could definitely take advantage of a bunch of teams not gearing for evasion. It would just be making sure that you use units that also have the bonuses, at least just to be somewhat economical with your refreshes. But I mean, 3 arena potions, like, they're free. That's really well done. Yeah, I don't know. Glaciela is an accuracy monster here. So we're also starting to encounter the lightning teams, which we thought. This is very interesting. I almost feel bad taking on this comp. Hold on a second here. I think I will, just to showcase. No, I'll do this one instead. This comp seems way more well put together. Yeah, this is actually like a decent lightning team to go against. And by decent, I mean like compared to what we've seen already. This lightning team, I would actually expect to fold pretty quickly against a lot of others. Yeah, lightning's good. And don't get me wrong, this map too, again, they have good range as units. I just don't know if they have the killing power to hit at range, if that makes sense. Like, lightning's got some good range on the missile, but not like we're seeing with Summer Jaden here. And Fred does, but I don't think Fred hits that hard. Yeah, I guess she could. That's a lie. And Cloud probably could too with Barrage. It really just depends how you build it. That's a really specific lightning build, and that's not the one I'm facing right now. So again, I would imagine Jade to be the fastest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They actually took that relatively well. So I'm imagining that's their AoE resistance
I shall
in there.
continue forth, no matter what may come. Together.
遠慮はしない。いけるか。
突破口を見出す。思い知らせてやる。
Okay. So, a lot of you are seeing right now what I mean by being the fastest and why agility runes are the best. I've had so many questions on this recently. Why do you always say agility? I am baiting the shit out of this team. They literally can't buffer. They are at my mercy for how their units move and attack, and just being the fastest dictates where they move because where my tank is, dictates what they do. Damage-wise, ability-wise, speed kills. Yeah. So we're gonna start to keep climbing here. I would imagine more wind comps soon enough. So my Jaden currently has 118 agility. And just a recap for those who came a little late. So he's at 118 agility. I'm specifically using the Lara Croft TMR, not to use, but it's got 6 agility on it. So I've got another 6 agility on it from the runes. And then the necklace here is a pure percentage boost agility for those first couple turns. So he's faster than your average Jaden would be. The other 2 units, I think it was 107, no, 111 and 114. So, yeah, just trying to overwhelm them with speed to start. Oh, I feel bad. I can't take on this Earth team, can I? Yeah, let's just for research, we'll see what Summer Jaden does against this team. Yeah, no, it's going to be a tough arena week for many people because ice really isn't viable. Not that it's not viable. You could certainly take ice against other lightning teams, but no, I don't think you could. I really don't. 50% element resistance is extremely hard to win against. Is it possible to reach 120 on Summer Jaden?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It is. Oh, we almost one-shot. I thought he was going to one-shot them. I'll talk about in a second how I think he can.
Forth, no matter what may come, I am with you.
Great help.
突破口を見出す。
No, David, ice doesn't even work
Dragon
against wind
spear
in this.
pierces the
50% ice resistance.
Light on.
If you're building a good wind team, you should beat ice teams. Quite honestly, you really should. I know it sounds crazy, but 50% ice resistance is it's just like it's so hard to overcome. Not to mention that if you really struggled against ice teams, wind has the downtime vision card, which is another 12% ice resistance. So if you can get 62% ice resistance without even talking about like espers or rings or trust stone stuff, like ice is gonna have a very hard time killing them. So I'll talk a little bit about how I think Jaden could get higher in his agility. I think you have to get creative with the vision cards here. Bahamut's obviously the fastest. Magic Esper you could use. Actually, even regular Esper. But I think the sub-vision card is the way to go here. That right now, the Summer Jaden card does give him 1 agility. But I think if you wanted to really amp him up faster, just for the sake of experimenting, I'm not recommending running this. But I know... Where is it? The Pierce card, the old Glaciela card. Where she's like riding on a horse. This one. This gives... agility 3%. Oh, 119. I don't know if... Oh, I'm sorry. You could get him to 120. You would have to change the main vision card here, though, which I would not recommend. You would need something with... I don't know. I'd have to tinker, but I can't spend that much time tinkering at the moment on it. So I'm going to throw his card back on. So here we are now entering top 300. Actually, this is a really fun test. I'm gonna go against this this ice team and just see how it works. So I'm actually thinking good things. So again, I only see 1 agility vision card here. This Shiva card is interesting. You guys want to see what it's like to go against an ice team? Like, let's do it. And again, like I haven't even touched this comp to try to beat that comp. I could obviously throw in certain kinds of like killers or specific resistances and builds and whatnot, but I'm just gonna throw it against the wall, give you guys a rough idea of exactly what 50% ice resistance looks like and how difficult it is to still win with that. So I would imagine, I know Eliza technically should be faster than Jaden, but I think my 2 vision cards for agility will beat her out. She's not going to get one shot. That at much at least is true. The damage reduction that ice takes is significant enough that I don't think Shiva Esper for 120. Oh, is Shiva faster than Bahamut? Ultros, if it is, thank you. That's a good recommendation. I actually forgot about that. If she is, I didn't think so, but maybe she, yeah. Yeah, Luciano, you're totally right. The first day's super easy. It really is. Now, relatively speaking, to the last day. The last day, everyone's hunting for the viz and the medals and the rankings.
Okay. All right. You're mine.
Yeah, so you can see significantly less damage here. That's not surprising. I actually think I'm shooting myself in the foot here. I think Jaden's going to run out of AP too early. Oh, that's good to know. Shiva with the pierce resistance. I like that.
Why do we have to fight so many enemies?
Interesting. Agility down, I like that.
I shall not miss.
How do you like this?
Okay, so Shiva would get him faster.
Quite.
So once Snow runs out of hate here, this should get really interesting. Yeah, there's the courage move.
How do you like this?
So I'm definitely losing this one.
Don't give up on me now.
How do you like this?
I think I'm losing it at least. Yeah. Yeah, if that was my chance to win, it would have been right there. But again, I'm not gearing for this at all. There's actually a significant amount of changes I could have made that I think would beat that comp. I'm not going to do it at the moment because I'm surpassing them. But right off the top of my head, definitely subbing in one of the vision cards of downtime with the 12% ice resistance. I'm also taking off Jaden's range +2, making sure he uses his buff to start. That way he can maintain the AP uptime. I'm also probably re-gearing my Joom a little bit here to be better suited for some of what she should be taking for damage. Obviously, this extra negative 10% ice resistance on Golden Ironman doesn't help as well. And I'm probably switching out the Neon Monocard for something else. So, oh, I see what you mean, David Rice. Gotcha. So, I'm going to keep going along here with some of these win comps. This will be an interesting one. Joom with the self-free raise. She is slot 1, so she will make them move differently than we've seen otherwise. You got 2 Pierce units here. This actually might be the first time where I actually make a small accessory change here. I am going to be subbing in the Elf Cloak instead. Go for that Pierce Stack Resistance 10. A little extra defense and crit evade here. Joom should not be significantly slower because that pod, yeah, only 2 agility slower. One second, I'm thinking through something else here, guys. This missile pierce. I want to keep this. No, I'm gonna run with this. I'm thinking about whether or not I want the Typhon Vision card this early. The Typhon Vision card's gonna be really important. So, Jaden's still going to get baited. First slot here. He's not going to kill either of them, that's for certain. And I'm probably going to switch that off soon. You're going to see quickly how he runs out of AP, and if you can't finish them off that early, it's not worth having. There might be a world where I can try to amplify how much damage he does, throw in a remove card and a magic up card and a missile attack up card, but I'm not going that far yet. I don't need to yet.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he did more than I thought he
This
would.
won't take long. Ready.
So yeah, so you can see this time Joom and Glaciela move to the left instead of right. That's because of Joom having that hate in the other slot. Oh my goodness. That's not terribly surprising. But did not expect that altogether. So I would imagine Glaciela moving forward here and finishing the job. Yep. And then Joom's going to move forward here. Did she hit? Yeah, Stormwind Ren. Yep.
Not quite.
Barely. Holy crap.
Stick to my spear.
How did my Glaciela get one-tapped?
I shall not miss.
I'm actually like kind of flabbergasted by that.
My bot.
I think I'm gonna
I shall not miss.
pass the by here. I'd be curious to see their vision cards again. I don't think I looked that hard at the vision cards. If they're like really stacking the Pierce attack up because they're running double Pierce units. Interesting. To be fair, I don't think I'm running. You're welcome, Hopper. Really appreciate it. I don't think I'm running any kind of defense on my Glaciela. I can't remember what that second accessory is at the moment. But oh no, dude, she's got the survival vest. Huh. Interesting. All right, I actually might end up subbing out these vision cards sooner than I thought it would. Actually, no. I can tell exactly what I'm gonna do. You're gonna see an immediate difference. We are turning off range +2 here. I do not want him hitting them. And we're going to... trying to see height 3, height 2, or height 2. No, all heights 0s and height 1s. Yeah, we'll do scholarly intuition. So by making this change, he should turn 1 go buff them both for agility. I'm also going to make the swap here of the Summer Jaden card. He's the only one benefiting from the missile attack, resistance penetration. The acquired AP is nice. I don't need it right now though. I think I'd rather go Typhon here instead. And I should retain, I think it's 10% wind resistance. Yeah, 10%. So I'd rather have that. So he should be 1 agility slower. Yep, 117. I'm cool to roll with this. He should go... Thanks for the compliments, guys. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go here, and now at this point, I want to see if... Oh, this is the same enemy. Oh, this is really good. Hold on. So I'm gonna get to replay that battle. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm actually a little surprised. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here for damage modifiers that I don't already have myself. I'm running basically the same vision cards for offensive output. That's really interesting, though. Okay, so let's see if that buff change and the Typhon card ends up skewing things. I would imagine it does, just agility-wise and turn order-wise, and Jaden obviously won't get sniped as early by Holiday Luartha, so he should live longer, and obviously that's going to help affect things overall. But yeah, this can be super interesting. I still can't get over that she got one shot. That I didn't expect 10,000 damage from an enemy. And I think she still had her shield on. That's kind of what I'm surprised by. I don't think she took 3 hits. Anyways, we'll find out here. So, I'm anticipating Summer Jaden moving first. Should do the agility buff between both of them.
All right.
Does.
Thank you.
So now he gets the
This
AP
won't
auto
take
restore
long.
again. We were talking about him running out of AP earlier.
I shall continue forward.
you
No matter
should
what may come.
That's interesting that she... Oh, yeah. June moves out of range, so she can't buff
This
him
won't
instead.
take long.
Ready.
Oh,
I shall
Jesus, good
continue
call.
forth,
Wind
no matter
killer
what
on that
may
man.
come. Quite.
That's definitely it. Oh, she took that relatively well, though. All right.
Don't disappoint me.
I would imagine June comes in here. Stormwind Ren, can she reach Glaciela? She can. I think I'm about to get smoked here, though, in a second. I think that Glaciela's about to fuck me up. Yeah. Could be worse. I still think I can win this battle now, though. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So, that tweak is a good one. Obviously, it's nice to know that Jaden can hit them on turn 1, but if he's not going to one-shot them, it's really not worth it.
You have my
You're going to
thanks.
end up putting him out of position. He's going to lose AP as the battle goes on. For now, I'm going to stick with this setup. And I'm going to continue to hunt some wind teams, but if I see an interesting, lightning team or ice team, I'll probably try to do some ice once again at top 100 just to stress test how well you can fare against it. But for now, let's see some of these. This is an interesting one. With the Agrius main tank. We're gonna do this one. I like this. Any chance I can to show off Agrius, I'm gonna take it. So we're gonna see how she fares against some of this damage here. Obviously, we're gonna see some of the lightning missile units. We've seen a couple of them already, but again, as you get higher up the ladder here too, you're gonna see increases in the quality of the comps, not only from the vision cards, the +5 equipment, the runes, the trust stones and whatnot, but smarter AI. And at the end of it, the AI is really what's going to win these, because everyone has access to the same equipment. Not everyone has access to the same chess match though. It's actually not my strong point, to be honest, either. It is an arena to some degree, because I just play so much arena. But
Okay.
yeah, it's...
All right.
Great
Let's do
boon.
this.
Thank you. This won't take long. Ready.
So hate-wise, so I would think Glaciela moves to the middle buff.
No matter what fight
That's
altogether.
actually awesome. Now everyone gets that buff. Takes it pretty well. That's actually a really good lightning buff for turn 1, making sure that she gets her pursuit and her barrier off. Of course, the reflex.
Don't disappoint me.
Kidding me? Good. Fuck you, Cloud. Sit down. This is actually really nice that June moved to the left. Now she still hits them all. Bro, it's so strong.
Not quite.
Okay, this is close.
My spear.
Yeah, okay, that's... Wind attack down is very useful. I'm actually glad
Farewell.
she prioritized that, and they're going to get the affinity agility boost here. So, we talk about why agility runes are so important. You just saw it. They both just lapped Agrius. Now, obviously, part of it is because they have their unit affinity working with each other, but I guarantee you these characters are way faster than that Agrius is. So, when we talk about, as the fight goes on, why agility is worth more than a little bit of extra attack, kind of seeing it firsthand there. That being said, I also don't know what they had for speed vision cards. Oh, it's very possible that, I just naturally was way faster, regardless of the trust stones. So we're going to look at another win comp here. This will be an interesting one. I have yet to actually play against another Summer Jaden. This Glaciela obviously is not max, so I'm tempering hopes for what we see from her. I don't... Oh no, this is a good vision card setup. This could be worse. This is pretty decent. So they got 2 agility vision cards here. Wind resistance on the sub card slot with Typhon. The missile res penetration really great for Sadali and Summer Jaden. They're basically using Glaciela as their mule at the moment to hold these vision cards, which obviously are not tailored to the team, but that's okay. That's a viable strategy here. I would think I still win this with ease, just because agility-wise and gear-wise, I think I got the edge here, but we're going to obviously find out. If I had to guess, Summer Jaden does that first buff. Everyone's going to get that massive amount of agility. Hate-wise, looks like their hate is in slot 1. And I don't remember which slot 1. I think it's mirrored. So I think this is technically slot 1. So Joom should move this way, and we should see Glaciela buff all 3 of them again. Again, one of the important things we talk about enemies starting hate.
You should.
Oh, they're still as fast.
History. All right.
It shouldn't change much, but
This won't take long. Farewell.
yeah, you can see now the movement.
I shall continue.
Oh,
no matter
she didn't use vacuum
with
veil.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Don't disappoint.
I might actually turn
I shall continue
Stormwind Rend
forth, no matter
off
what
the
fight
ship.
together.
That's really bad. I can't have Joom get hated like that. Wow, destruction.
I shall not miss. Ready.
So she uses it now, but like that's risky to not have it to start,
Quite.
because she's lucky that no enemies were in range. If enemies were in range,
Quite.
she would have opted to attack rather than rebuff. And the last thing I want is for my Joom to be out. I don't have her geared to be a damage dealer. I have her geared to be a tank. So if she can't tank adequately, that's a problem. Now, Stormwind Ren obviously is a fantastic ability. Guaranteed hit, but I'm not expecting a lot of evasion, so I'm not really worried about that. It's really more the agility down of the ability where, my hope here is that Jaden gives my team agility up, and they're already that fast. Joom comes in there, gives all enemies agility down, and at that point, the turn order is just so lopsided. So I'm not ready to turn off Stormwind Rend yet, but I gotta think about it. This is another very similar comp. I think AI-wise it would play the same, so I'm not going to do it. We'll do this one. This is, oh my god. The name of the guild. Emporium? Oh my god, Empire. It's the Empire Alliance. Big props to them. That's my former guild, is in this alliance right now. We're going to take on Zenith here and see what it's like against a lightning comp. Now, I will make one other tweak here. And this is, again, purely matchup specific. This is one of those instances where I don't really want the Typhon card here. Obviously, Jaden still gets the magic attack up benefit of it, but I really have that there for the wind resistance. So if I'm not going against a wind resistance team, yeah, Thunder Mage, part of the Empire Alliance. Are you in Imperium, or are you in Mog Dynasty, Thunder Mage? Oh, gotcha. Oh, funny. I always thought you were part of that guild. Okay, I assumed incorrectly. I was always wondering who you were. Okay, good to know. Yeah, so this fight should be interesting. Charlotte obviously also has the Protect and Shell, a little bit of region. Hey, all right, thank you, Space. Okay. Yeah, Imperium, great guild.
Right,
The
let's
great
do
boon.
this.
Thank you. This won't take long. More.
Okay, so I got the speed.
I shall continue forth, no matter
Ah, you
what.
shouldn't have.
I am with you.
See, so I'm able to bait lightning there,
I
and
swear to
although
you
that's like a
now,
fair amount of
everyone.
damage, you've now taken away her
Let
AP
us
reserves,
enjoy
so that
ourselves.
whatever she does for
Enjoy
follow-up damage now is
ourselves.
going to be far more limiting.
Nothing.
Good AoE. I would imagine Glaciela comes through.
Such insolence.
Easy. That's my goal
Let us
for this
press
map,
on.
quite honestly, is to have
Until the day
Jaden
that
use that
war is
initial
no more.
AoE and have Glaciela continue to chain off that with her own. So yes, that is the goal of this comp, and always has been, because there's obviously, you know, limited ways that you can move up this map. Eventually, everyone's going to congregate to some degree, like in this shaded area that I'm highlighting it, and they're so forgiving with their AoEs, and this height is only 0 to 1 that it's going to very easily kill most people. So we're going to look here at a couple other comps here. I'm going to keep climbing well into the hundreds if I can. This is the win comp. I'm going to do this one more the merrier, is a character we have not seen yet. So I'm going to swap back in the Typhon Vision card for that wind resistance. Again, that is the best way for you to mitigate Glaciela's damage, is by stacking your wind resistance and your pierce resistance, quite honestly. But I'm not going to go too top heavy in that quite yet. Did I pass it yet? I'm not going to go too top heavy in my pierce resistance yet, just because I don't think I need to. Yeah. So this is another Joom slot 1 hate. So again, the hate's going to be down here in the bottom right corner. That's my favorite rotation currently, that it allows, what's her name, Glaciela's buff to hit both Joom and Jaden. So, you know, if hate is up here in the top left instead, Joom actually moves that way toward her, and Glaciela can't get her in the buff. So it's not the end of the world if that happens, but that's just not my perfect rotation. Also, the Thornlet accessory would be a good sub here, in my opinion, where, you know,
Okay.
obviously I have Jaden
Alright, get back in there.
with
Be in
the
vain. This
gold
won't
bracelet to
take long.
amplify the agility, but if I wanted to turn off...
I
Oh,
shall
wait a minute, did I
continue
get the hit
forth,
next
no
time?
matter what may come.
with you. All will go well. Believe me.
Alright, never mind. Slot...
I shall
Oh, I had it
continue forth,
reversed.
no
Slot
matter
today's
what.
No, what I was talking about
This
here is
won't
if I
take
wanted to
long.
turn Stormwind Rend off for Joom and still get the agility down, I would put the Thornlet on Jaden here and allow him to still get the agility down while not making Joom susceptible to being baited out. Yeah, this comp is rough. You do not
With
want
all
them
my
frontlining
strength.
and have your Joom being last.
To my spear.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. You have my thanks.
Okay. Upward we go. So this isn't the area now. I would anticipate we're going to start seeing almost all predominantly wind. Probably still some lightning comps in there, but I would be very surprised if we saw... oh, good. Luciano, I'll look for you once we get up there. That'll be a fun one. Yeah. I would imagine more wind and lightning. Oh, we're a little bit of ice here, but is this rainbow? No, that's mono ice. Okay. This is an interesting one. Double agility. We got Bells and Pod. This, Jaden is not faster than mine. This is a fun one though. I'm gonna take on Signy here because they are probably the closest we've seen so far toward similar agility, and this is why a lot of times I feel bad in my reviews when I give characters like harsh grades when they're like 3 agility behind someone else. But like, it matters when you stress test these and bring them up to their limits. That 3 agility is the difference between you going first and not, and getting baited or not. Like, it sounds so small, but that's why I grade them kind of harshly and have to really be strict. You know, you could look at a unit that's 110 agility and be like, oh, they're amazing, but like, relative to the other units, if there's a lot of units that can get above 110, you're at their mercy.
I shall continue forth, no matter what. I am with you.
So this is the rotation we like to see. Again, Summer Jaden gets baited out here because he's moving first.
You shouldn't fight for a fresh start.
So he's not going to get the AP management that he wants and needs. Oh. Good preemptive buff. I think Jaden's going to re-raise here. Yep, but June should move forward and Stormwind rend.
Not quite. Not quite.
What the shit?
Not quite.
I don't know what just happened.
Not quite. Notwithstanding this.
Bro. 32 HP?
Until the day
Skin
the
of my
war is
teeth.
won.
I don't know what just happened there. Was that preemptive strike? I don't know how my people got hit. I won't think about it that hard. I'll go back and look in the stream later. That was interesting. Oh, thank you, Thunder Mage. My Jaden's reaction proc. So, I actually might turn that off on this map. Thank you. Yes, this is the kind of map where I talked about this in my review, where that LOS could come back to hurt you. You're talking about a map that is super flat, super limited for the line of sight abilities. If you're looking at, like, you know, your lanes, very few. This actually is one of those that I actually might change this here. That's like one of the worst things you could hope for. And you've seen how powerful my Summer Jaden is to like do that amount of damage. These are the same. This one's magic scaling. This one regenerates health. I might go reactive force here. I don't think, yeah, thank you. Lightning's counter is the same thing. Yeah, it's a good one, but like, it can hurt you. So, this one's interesting. This one's got the unit resistance. Oh, Ludin, my dude. Take off the Black Rosalina card. What are you're double stacking agility here, man. Get that off. Get that off. No, I won't take him on. I'll take on Zephyr here. This should be a good one. This one's interesting from the perspective that they've made their Joom their vision card mule, and they've opted to go for the offensive build here, giving her a sword. So we're gonna see if that ends up changing anything. I would imagine not. Yeah. So for that, just thinking through that Jaden counter ability, which one I picked, I had Reactive Force or the one that absorbs the damage dump. Now, my gut, I would probably want the one that regenerates some health, because obviously he's been getting hit, and that would help him stay alive, potentially. But I also know people are not gearing up for magic resistance on this map, just given that, oh, no, that's a lie. Like, the amount of Sadali and more that we've seen. I would just expect most people to gear for physical stuff, given Glaciela being the unit and a lot of lightning being around, but I actually might end up switching that to the one that absorbs. Either way,
Okay.
same relative benefit. So yeah.
This won't take long. More. I shall continue.
It's the rotation we like. This is good so far.
This won't take long.
Their Joom gets baited. Does
I
not
shall
use
continue
vacuum veil.
forth, no matter what
Mission
may come.
accomplished.
I'm with you.
I must do away with you,
A
Raptor.
great boon.
For a
Thank
fresh
you.
start. in
Okay, so the
history.
Sadali does not have on the raise
Not quite.
ability, the hate ability.
Into my spear.
Dead, because she does not have protecting shell. Mine's gonna move in here.
Not quite.
Agility down. Oh no, she didn't use it. That's the unit
Not
one.
quite.
Interesting.
Not quite.
Oh. Thank God. Okay, I'm gonna win this one now.
Be gone. I'll
On to the next battle.
But you're seeing it's
Let's
not as clean as it was. And I would expect these next couple battles going into the hundreds that we're going to see much of the same, where units are going to start to be very close to dying. It's going to get to a point where you're going to start to consider, you know, do you try to implement some healing into there somehow? Do you start going heavier on certain kinds of resistances? But all matchup specific, obviously. So we're going to continue going on here, see if there's any other unique matchups. This is interesting. I did not expect to see a fire team or a violet light team up this high. We are going to have some fun with this one. We are taking on... Actually, hold on, let me back up. I'm going to guess this is like as toxic a Vade as you could possibly get. Yes. Yeah. They have the Elena Vision card for this luck. They have the other Light Vision card. Slightly less luck than Secrets to Heart, but not negligent, not hugely so. They also have the 20 evasion on the Rob card. They also have the 10 evasion on the Shiva card. Obviously stacking equipment-wise for it. Kind of interesting that Locke has Odin. He's missing 25 evasion there, but he might get it from a teammate. I know, or his own. I know he has his own. Yeah, we're gonna run with this. They're probably gonna be faster than me too. Locke is one of the fastest in the game with the Odin and the bells there. This is actually be a really interesting test to see. You know, we talk about getting baited ahead. If they move into Jaden's range and he's not fast enough, he might attack and miss before anything, and the fight just goes downhill from there. I actually think that's what's going to happen. Locke is slot 3, which means he's opposite Jaden. If I had to guess, Locke goes first. Unless he uses a teammate buff.
Okay. All right.
What?
This won't be in vain. This won't take long. More.
I'm sorry.
I
Oh,
shall continue
you know
forth
what?
no-
They don't have any agility cards on.
We won't
They are
forgive those who make
100%
crystal.
evasion.
Let's go, partner.
That's actually not smart. You're seeing the downside of that right now.
Not quite.
You're seeing the downside of stacking only for evasion and not being balanced enough.
Is that...
Why not?
Easy.
On to the next battle. Let's
Yep.
move.
So they went 100% evasion with like no other vision cards for anything. They had obviously other vision cards for some things, but not the right things. That shouldn't have happened. If they instead opted for some agility there, what should have happened is that, and I'm actually gonna map this out. What should have happened is their Locke should have his personal buff on, and he walks forward here, and he would bait my Jaden into attacking. He would technically bait a lot of characters, not just my Jaden, but a lot of characters have that kind of range. Right, exactly, Jesus. 2 one-sided. So he would bait my Jaden. I no longer get the agility or the AP, so he's going to run out. And then theoretically, you'd want to land into his courage or her own evasion, and same thing for Violet. But they instead moved forward, and Violet, as you saw, attacked first and did barely any damage at all to Glaciela and June. Just the nature of it. So not a very well balanced comp there. Yeah, there is a way to pull it off. It's still not perfect because, again, Glaciela is just so insanely accurate. It's gonna be a tough time, but there's ways to do it, and that certainly wasn't it. So we're gonna look at some of these other comps. This is an interesting one. Ramza, interesting using him up there. I know a lot of people like Ramza on paper. Ramza's genuinely not that good from a PvP perspective. But then again, I've seen everything work, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're making them work. But again, day one. This one's kind of interesting. I'm very surprised they have the Lightning TMR on here. I don't know. I don't know why you'd have the Lightning TMR on. We're gonna take this one out. We're gonna mess with him. The Lightning TMR, for those of you that don't remember, is Lightning attack up. It is attack up as well. Yeah. Nice, Jesus. Right on. I'm glad you got good results to Ramza. I'm curious to see if you can still maintain that as the week goes on. Again, this is the easiest day to do your arena, and it's still early in the day. People are going to be mocking or doing arena for another, what, 10 hours? But, yeah, we'll see. This is, I'm betting I win this matchup again, just from the Ulta perspective that their Joom has a sword rather than any kind of equipment. That by itself is kind of a... Yeah, she's gonna die.
Okay. All right, get back in there.
Won't be in vain. This won't take long. Ready.
Yeah, Jesus, I'm sure a lot of people are going to attack you, if not just to see what a Ramza looks like.
I must
Not everyone gets to see that every day. Yeah, see, it's not like it's baited. Like, it still like does damage,
No
but
matter what may come with you.
unless you're
This
killing
won't
them
take long.
in that turn, it's he loses everything that makes him good. The AoE resistance, the potential re-raise ability, the whatever the second buff is, I can't remember.
My God. Not quite.
Yep, elemental chain there, so that was a good amount of damage.
I shall not miss.
Oh, I didn't expect her to use that ability. That's interesting.
Not quite.
This actually is not looking good. I think I'm gonna lose this.
I shall not miss.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that my
Not
Glaciela
quite.
used that evasion down, crit evasion down attack. I felt like there were more potent abilities that would have finished her.
Not quite.
Very interesting. Okay,
I shall not miss.
I was overconfident here. I thought to take that June out quicker. Fair enough. Well played. Interesting. I got to look through the AI why she decided to do that. I mean, technically they're all 165% modifiers, so there's no coverage, there's no re-raise, so she wouldn't use the main jump abilities. I just kind of assumed she'd use the wind resistance down, but if she already did, maybe that's what it was. Interesting. Okay. Those cellos. I'm just curious vision card wise. No, it's nothing crazy. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so we're gonna take on someone else then. We're gonna look at. Oh! Shoot! Hey, thanks, Danny. Appreciate the compliment. Here is a Ramza Evade team. This is the one we were just talking about. I am extremely excited to see this one in action. I'm sorry, before I do that, I'm going to go back here and just make my vision card adjustment. Again, we're not facing wind, so I want to take Typhon out. I will put back in this card. I'm also swapping out this accessory here. I want the unit resistance of the pod. No, I do not think Ramza Evade will be the new meta. I'll be honest, I would be very surprised if any evasion was the new meta. Glaciela coming into the fold here, being the most accurate unit in the game. Summer Jaden with his 100% hit chance. More the merrier, extremely accurate wind unit. When you look at Ice, you can also make Eliza fairly accurate. Snow has the 100% hit chance on his ability too. Dark meta. Joker and Leela are both accurate in their own right. They have, Joker has a guaranteed hit. I'd be very surprised if evasion
Okay. All right. Get
was a meta. That's not saying it can't work. It obviously can. Danny, I'll try to make a tier list. It's really hard though, man. It's hard because everyone has different strengths of units where they play. So what I might say for a tier, you might not see where you're playing, and obviously it's I don't want to mislead anybody either. So I can attempt
Let's
to.
go, partner.
But yeah, I'll look into doing that for everyone.
Don't disappoint me.
He hit the Elena?
On
Right.
to the next
So you
battle.
look at a comp like
Let's
this.
move.
June and Jaden both have 100% hit chance, and Glaciela is the most accurate unit. Like, I'm genuinely surprised to see the evasion here in the top 100. This is one of those instances where they probably found like a team that they knew was super inaccurate and just farmed off them for a while. But as the week goes on, this team is going to fall right out of the top 100 because everyone's going to farm off them instead. Yeah, Uno, you're right. The limited units, it is true. If you miss on one of them, it's part of their business model, to create that sense of you have to pull a unit. It's good and bad. There's perks of both. This team, I want to take this one. I want to see if this Glaciela is going to use the Protect TMR. Majesty! Whoa! Oh, shoot. Okay, all right. This will be fun. Everybody in chat, Majesty, we're actually going to take him on right now. I'm going to go back to those tweaks I just did a minute ago here when I take on Mono Wind. It's basically just using the Elf's Cloak for the Pierce Res and the Crit Evade, and then also making sure I sub in Typhon for the wind resistance here. That's my anti-wind comp. find it. There we go. Alright, Majesty, this is gonna be good stuff. Yeah, Uno time. The upside and downside, like obviously the downside is people miss out on units, and when I do my reviews, it stinks and people don't have units and vision cards that I talk about. But the upside is people that do spend their Visior on these limited time units, how do I say this? People put a lot of time and money into their Viz and what they pull, and you want that to feel special, if you know what I mean. Like when you pull a limited unit and you max them, that should give you some satisfaction of like, I did the thing. And if all of a sudden everyone has limited units, well then all of a sudden it's like, well, I spent all this time and money for, not for nothing, but you know what I mean. It diminishes the special.
Thank you. This won't take long. More.
Yeah, so I actually was gonna do this team no matter what,
I shall continue
Majesty, because I'm
forth,
very intrigued on seeing the Noctis team art, if it's used or not. I've been using it with some good success recently. Okay, so the turn order, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay. All right. You're mine. Don't disappoint me.
It's not looking good.
I shall not miss.
Oh.
Quite.
Oh, okay. I take it. I win. That. I did not expect Jum to go down that quickly.
Quite.
Now, I will say I was slightly distracted at the beginning here. I'm not sure. Did Jum not use Vacuum Veil? If that's the case, I'm not surprised. If she got baited by Sadali like we've seen, I can see why she would get one shot there. And you can see when I look for some of these matchups, that's the kind of thing you want to do in Arena. If you see a team like this and you know, okay, Sadali moves forward because he gets baited, that means Jum moves forward. That's one of those instances you would turn off the ability and then turn it back on after the ability, after the fight. Thank you, Majesty. Yeah, again, you're seeing the upside of what it means to like have the extra agility and turn order and move forward. It's got some good benefits. As long as you're not getting one shot in return. If who was it? If your unit, like, remember the original fights we were seeing when Jaden was moving forward, and there was that fight against Double Pierce where he got one shot by Luartha moving forward? That's an instance where it comes back to bite you. You do not want that. You do not want to walk forward, do only a little bit of damage, and expose yourself, and then be one shot. That's where obviously you can't have that happen. But the other instances almost always works out in your favor. I have to fight this team. Yeah. Research. I am very intrigued to see what... You know what? What the heck? Why am I doing this? Hold on a second. I keep subbing these in and out. Let me just... yeah. Guys, 2022, let's... Big brain time. Actually, use your multiple teams. Going back to pod. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh yeah. This is my non-wind team. Yes. So, I want to see how they fare against Fravia and Sweetheart Salir. I don't think Fravia is going to do well at all. Salir could. Yeah, Thunder Mage. It's thank you, Danny. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Salir's not the worst unit from an ice perspective that you could bring. She certainly has enough magic stat and damage, missile scaling, magic scaling, the CT up for some turn order shenanigans potentially, self barrier. You know, there's a lot of good things in her kit that I think lend itself well.
Okay. All right.
I don't know if she has the amount of AI, AoE that I would have preferred.
I shall continue forth, no
Like,
matter what.
diamond-wise, there's some ice units that do that a lot better.
Power of my love.
Let the bout begin.
Prepare yourself.
I think I'm about to like blow
I shall
Fravia out of the
continue
water though.
forth, no
That's
matter
what I want to
what.
see. Like, can my Glaciela or Jaden move here and just like destroy?
Is that your best?
Wow. All right, the fry's way tankier than I thought. I gotta look at after how much wind rest she has.
My God.
Is that your best?
Onto my spear.
It's way better than I thought she was gonna do.
Your support won't be in vain.
Cool. This is an interesting battle.
Not quite.
Is that your best?
Okay. Yeah, I'm dying to know the win res on that Friday after this, because that's what it is. There's no way she's got both defense and spirit. So Fravia, one of the worst things about her as a tank, this is why I consider her unusable in my opinion. She's got no innate defense and spirit, none. Like, that's unacceptable as a tank. Now I know Spellveil Blade gives her both in its stacks, but that's also dispellable, which means Jaden or Glaciela just basic attacks and dispels it, and boom, there goes your 45 defense and spirit. You don't have any. So that's why I'm not a big fan of her as a tank in this day and age. But hey, Luciano, there you are. I think, right? That's you. Where did they go? Who did we just fight? Was it Cheaton? Oh, okay. They got the ring on. Siren doesn't have wind res. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right, Luciano, we're taking on another person in the chat. So this is the lightning team. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let me I think I'm in my yes. So I'm gonna see if I can make some predictions here. We'll see how well this turns out. So Orlando is in slot 3, meaning he is starting up here. If I had to guess, so he starts off with a hate. If I had to guess, my Jaden's going to move agility buff. You're going to see June move forward. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to see June move forward here. Glaciela's going to do her normal thing. I'm going to guess they're all faster than the lightning comp, which means I think your lightning might be the fastest. She's probably going to move forward. I'm sorry, I'm going to go pink. I'm guessing your lightning's going to move forward and hit June that's here. And then your Resnick, I'm sorry, your Sid's probably next. He's probably going to do his buff, move forward here. And then Resnick is probably going to give the physical barrier to lightning. If I had to make a prediction. We'll see how that works out. At least that's how I would attempt to play it out. Oh, there's my yeah, because I think the few times we've seen this so far, lightning does have the range to get baited by the movement, but that's where the agility comes in. I think my team is fast enough that I'm gonna speed through, but I didn't look at the agility cards. I don't know if you're double stacking those or not. Obviously, and to be fair, lightning could use her. No, if June's in range, lightning would hit her. Yeah, we'll see. I would definitely keep that physical shield buff on the rest if possible. That's the caveat to lightning. No, you know, she won't use it on lightning. Oh no, she would. Lightning's not going to use herself buff here.
I'm with you.
Lightning should move forward here. Oh, interesting.
We shall obliterate them. Move out.
Oh, that's an
To
interesting
oblivion.
ability.
Don't disappoint me.
Okay, not how I would have predicted it, but
Withstanding this.
More.
not surprised Sid destroyed by Pierce. Yeah, really interesting with the Dream Inducer. Luciano, I would. You have to swap that AI. If you're gonna use Resnick like that, you've got to keep her buffs on. That physical shield buff, or like the unit resistance buff, the debuff res, whatever it is, on her main job there. You absolutely cannot have her moving forward to damage deal turn 1. That is not her forte. She is, quite honestly, she's actually one of the best supports in the game. It's like Velis and then her. So to not have her support, you are not doing yourself any favors. We're gonna look at Sensei here. Oh, this is a fun one. This is a true, like, I would imagine triple missile comp. I would imagine Cloud and Lightning have like their range buffs on. We're gonna throw some Viz here. Yeah, no, I could see you having success with that comp for a while, but it's the kind of thing that like day one you have success, but you're gonna quickly find like it's just gonna get exposed in so many other ways. Nice, Jesus. All right, so my goal, we'll see if I can get up to number 7. I might. I'm sure the point gap isn't that big between 30 and 7 at the moment. I'll see if we can take you on as the final attack
Okay.
here.
All right, get
Great
back in
food.
there.
Thank you. This won't take long. Ready.
Interesting. So I'm faster than all three of
I
them.
shall continue forth, no matter
not
what we
surprised.
fight on together.
All right then.
Yeah,
Here we
Arena's
go.
one of the best
All according
places
to
to test
plan.
things. Just because you can obviously.
Inside.
Holy. I did not expect that.
Let us press on until the day. that
I mean, I'll
war is
take
no
it. That was
more.
pretty cool, to be honest. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like kind of surprised she did that much damage to June. I guess not terrible. Her limit break is that good. I'm not horribly surprised. We just haven't seen it yet in Arena, if you know what I mean. Like, I've yet to see, we've only like once or twice maybe, where June got obliterated like that, and it was usually because she didn't have Vacuum Veil on. That time she did, which is why I'm like particularly surprised. But regardless, we're climbing up here. So right now we're at 15,000 points. The top of the ladder currently is 34,000. We're gonna say 623. We might be able to get close here. I'm looking to do maybe like another 15 minutes or so. Basically accomplish everything I wanted. We have to take on this fire team. Absolutely have to take on this fire. I have to see this. So, again, this is, again, you test against everything, see what those matchups look like. Oh, this Glaciela is underleveled. Whatever. Research is research. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Arena is that you can always see what people are using for their equipments and whatnot. So, you can get a rough idea on like what to expect from equipments and damage levels, and when someone does this, when certain movement happens. Even though it's not always perfect, because as we've seen, the bonus units and the vision cards, like you're using vision cards that aren't maxing your team. That being said, at the end of the day, the people that are in the top 100, a lot of people just say they're throwing Viz at the game, and they are, but they're throwing Viz at each other. At the end of the day, the top 100 teams are still the best AI. You can't just like throw Viz at not have good AI. Do you know what I mean? So top 100 is still like a really good place to test on a lot of these units, seeing what they can do. It's one of the reasons why
Fight until the very end.
I famously, like, my first interaction, actually, it's a good story. Hold on, I'll talk about it after. I want to see this play out. Good lord, destroyed. Okay.
Let us press on.
I actually had a really interesting interaction way back in the day with RNJ. It was the first time I'd ever interacted with him. So on the subreddits, RNJ had made a video, like Arena Showcase, so-and-so character, and he did the video. And I can't remember who it was, but he had this headline of like, he made like a definitive statement, like, Dark does this. And I went to the thread, and I remember seeing he was like fighting people in like the 3000s rank and like the 2000 and 1000s rank. I remember I'd made a comment at that time, having no idea who RNJ was. Like, him and I were both just starting out being streamers. And I made a comment being like, you make this claim, but you're like fighting people in like the 2000 range. Like, this isn't like good caliber teams to like make your statement that you're trying to like impress upon us. And boy, I got downvoted to oblivion with his followers that were like his hardcore back in the day. And I'll never forget that. I always thought that was particularly funny, where he'll do his arena vids. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with that, because his, you know, obviously my audience, like I try to like talk about the top end of things, like stress testing and maxing. And he does, for better or worse, cater to a much wider variety of audience in War of the Visions. So he's a lot more inclusive in how he, you know, talks about builds and what he does to people. So I like that he does that. But I just don't think you get the takeaways that you want or showcase when you're in the 2000 range. As we saw when I was in the 2000 range, like, there's no competition. Like, I can make anything work there. It's just, yeah. Regardless, tangent, fun story I wanted to share with everybody. If he ends up watching that, hopefully you'll get a kick out of that too. Big props to what he does. I speaking as a streamer, I could not do what he does from a time investment and everything. Serious skill there. Back on track though, I'm distracted. I have to take on this team. I have to see this Winter Luartha with the winter cloak on, with the winter clothes. That makes no sense to me. So, swapping back to my anti-wind team. And we're going to see why in the world this Winter Luartha has winter coat on. Yeah, no, I agree. He's a ton of entertainment value from him. That's one of those things that, like, myself as a streamer, obviously I don't do things for entertainment value. I sit here with like a spreadsheet and a PowerPoint presentation. I'm not doing things to be like the flashiest. It's more just, what can I teach? And so big props for the time it takes for him to do what he does with the Friday night tournaments. That's obviously a great way to see units at their peak when you're in a tournament setting for what he does and like news and whatnot. As a replacement to Survival Vest. Yeah. I'll talk in a second about replacements for Survival Vest here, because I agree, it can be a tough one for many to equip. Let me just watch some furl first.
This won't take long.
So I'm not distracted. Yeah, Platinum Robe is one
I
of the
shall
ones.
continue forth. I am with you.
This is smart AI too. This is good. This is basically identical rotation, but you see on the faster team. Nearly identical rotation. Speed wins. Good night. Elemental Chain. Easy.
That was kind of fun.
So this is actually
You have my
a
thanks.
good segue to talk a little bit about alternatives to this build. Obviously, I'm only using one build. I'm not looking for people to replicate it. I'm talking more strategically about agility, turn order, buffs, how many you can get off, yada yada. But if you want specifically to pick apart, like, oh, I want to do something similar, but I don't have all these things, the Survival Vest obviously is like de facto the best for what this does. The reason why I have this on here is twofold. Number one, I do expect more defense or physical attack oriented units at the top here, and the unit resistance is super important. If I had to replace this, I probably would replace it with the pod TMR, to be honest. It's really the unit resistance that's one of the strongest things. So, keeping that as one. If you don't have that, I do agree a +6 Platinum Robe is a pretty good alternative given the similar defense stat, ton of HP, but it's also got the HP of 15%. That's, if you're talking about bulking up defensively, that is another good one. Other than that, I probably would try to lean into, if I couldn't go with those, what would I do? Probably do something more offensive oriented, where I would do something more with the man killer, I would imagine. Probably like the Prompto wristband here, so I get that 15 man killer. You could theoretically go Shinra here if you wanted, because that also gives defense, the 15 crit damage. But these two passives I have on my Trust Stones, so I wouldn't get a lot out of the Shinra Bangle. But if you're not using these passives on your Trust Stones, Shinra Bangle is a really good one too. But again, that's also Trials of Reckoning limited. Silent Solar Ray, this is a lightning, what do you call it? The lightning quest, selection quest, lightning selection quest. This is another good one, absolutely recommended. 10 unit resistance, ult the 14 defense. This is another high quality item, but again, not access to that. You kind of pick and choose at that point. I would try to skew higher toward the defense, but I'm really going there for the unit resistance. That's really, those are the kind of impenetrable ones. The problem with the defense on all of these things, Glaciela, with her two passives, can get 80 defense penetration all the time. 90 if she has the Trust Stone passive, which means even if I put on something with 20 defense, if you have 80%, actually, what's the math on that? Calculate. If you have 20 defense and they can penetrate through 80% of it, you'll have 4 defense instead of 20. So you don't get nearly as much value from 20 defense as you think you might. So the unit AoE resistance is really where you want to try to aim for. Oh, we're getting some light ice teams up here now. No, 4 is better than 0, but 10 unit resistance is better than 4, and 4 is not always better than 0. If you could put on Man Killer 15, and that's the difference between you killing an enemy, like, that's also a viable option too. Yeah, glad that helped. So we're gonna attempt to take on these ice teams. This is gonna be it's gonna be interesting. I'm going to sub this. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if we can beat these ice teams. So, my big thing was we need downtime. Number 1. 2. Going back to this. Keeping the spirit. Going back to pod here. Thoughts on the Tetra Vision card? The new one coming out or the one that's currently being used? Dark Tetra, exceptionally good. Yeah, trust me, it's hard to pull. I know there's no pity on most of those. The Tetra Vision card is exceptionally good. 15 unit resistance is great for wind, considering that the only unit resistance is on the Tifa card. The Tifa card just doesn't gel well with most of these comps. The Tetrasulfide card also has some great stats on it, some survivability. The modifier of the Man Killer certainly helps, so really, really good. It's hard to say must pull or not. If you're 100% into wind, I would say must pull. Your team is going to be objectively way better with it. But if you don't lean into wind, you know, you could probably wait. But yeah, definitely a really, really good Esper and Vision card. I'm gonna take a peek at something here real quick, guys. I'm gonna segue. We're getting to the top of the competition here, so you gotta game plan a little easier. So I'm gonna look at what I have for June. Number 1, I need to make sure that I just saw it. Where is it? There it is. Strike attack, ice attack res. I want that. I need to get back my HP and luck though. So take that. I don't think they have any imperils. Oh, that's what I want. Disable res. Shoot. I don't think I have disable res on a HP stone. I'm worried about disable from the Agrius and Confusion. That's okay. We'll move on from that. I don't think I have another ice res though. We're also gonna tweak. Oh no, more the merrier. Very viable. She's still extremely good. Summer Jaden does 2 totally different things than her. He's got obviously more range, missile type attacks more prevalently, but her big thing is she's more anti-magic because of how much silence she has in the limit break and what that does, and the poison abilities. She's definitely very good though. Very, very good. Jaden just does a handful of things a little easier, like more consistently, but more the merrier. Very accurate unit as well. Nothing wrong with her. I'm also gonna experiment here. I didn't think I was gonna do this. Off, off, on, off, off. Okay. So, ice resistance. 7%. I should have Googled this first. Hold on a second, guys. Let me, this is my favorite site, by the way, for, like, looking up stuff really quickly here. Motive Hub. This is maintained by the Honeybee Inn Guild. Serious props to them for maintaining this. If I need to look something up for, like, Espers and whatnot, so, for instance, right now, I want to look for Ice Res to see if I have any Espers currently. Golden Armin. Bam. And MAX Manifold. Bro, let's go. We are doing this. Hold on a second. I don't know if I have Glaciela Rezoed with Manifold yet, though. No. Okay, so. Yeah, we're leaning into the Ice Res. That's why these impenetrable resistances are the best thing you can do. And so, although he starts with -10, he can get +15 if you do this properly. So. I'm gonna Yeah, I'm gonna keep my defense. Yeah, no problem. Glad you guys can see that. Go with HP. And then as much crit evade as I can get. Oh, I can get this one too. Yeah, I've tried doing Esper spreadsheets. It's just like too much to manage. I already manage so much as it is with my spreadsheets that one is like, it's already there. It's super accurate, really handy. Okay, so made a bunch of tweaks here. I'll be honest, I still don't think this is necessarily going to work. In a perfect world, I would have more ice resistance on my trust stones, but Joom should have a hefty amount here now. So remember, whatever this number is, add 50 to it. So 31 ice res, she'll have 81% ice resistance. 81% ice resistance. And then Glaciela should be, I think, like 70... No, 57. I wish I had a trust stone for her for that. And if I had MAX, I could do the ice resistance on MAX Maniple as well. I don't have it, though. So we're going to stick with this, and we're going to roll with it and see what happens against these top teams, these ice teams. So, Gainzaru. He's anti-fire and missile with that death machine on the snow. And he's got the ice ring. So it looks like Gainzaru might be gearing for anti-fire, anticipating fire attacking him. And looks like kind of the same thing here. I actually am going to... I think Nemo's the worst comp of the two. Oh, bro! Jose, you fucking genius. Thank you. I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've had to use this. Absolutely. Absolutely the Persona accessory. Still retain my defense. Ice, res up, bam. Thank you. Not that I'm not worried about defense, but I still retain defense. So, oh my god, Jose, thank you. Seriously. So, Gainzaru here. This is the better of the two, in my opinion. Obviously, their snow is built for some Pierce res. A little heavier in the defense. This AoE res on Agrius is certainly nice. These cards, I think, are better just in terms of what they add for like defense penetration here. The Dark, or the Chaos Odin on the slot 1. Nemo, I think, is a step down. I just don't think the Platinum Helm is as good as it could be. And Esper-wise, like, Fenrir leaves Agrius open a little bit more than the other one does. And then, obviously, their Velis doesn't have nearly the magic stat that he could, and they're not stacking AoE or unit resistance here, which I think they should. So, if you're talking about, like, beating an ice team, like, I think it's the team to do it. Yeah, I think with the Jack Frost accessory, it's one of those questions you have to ask yourself, like, would you rather have 8 impenetrable unit resistance from the survival vest and some defense, but again, that unit resistance is only unit attacks, or would you rather have 10% all the time no matter what? Like, I prefer the 10% all the time no matter what, but it's comparable. Either way, elemental resistance is like the easiest thing you can, or not the easiest, it's obviously limited what you can stack, but when you can, it's the most useful thing you can stack. In addition to AoE and unit resistance, those three, king, really and truly. I feel bad. I feel like I have to explain all the time why, like, those 20% slash resisting cards, like, just don't mean as much anymore. It's really not bad, but it's not the same value. Oh, it's taking a little while to load here. It's thinking pretty hard. And so snow is slot 1, so that should still allow my AI to move the way I want it to in terms of turn rotation. I think I vastly outspeed this team. I know for a fact Snow and Agrius don't get nearly as fast as what my comp is currently. I can't remember what Velis had for an Esper, but I don't think it was a speedy. Oh no, it was Bomb It. Yeah, we'll see. This thought for a long time. Oh, and I currently switched up Glaciela's sub job.
Right.
I don't think she's gonna use the healing power down ability. But that's my goal. Thanks, Phobos. Yeah. Everyone's been asking for streaming. I'm like, what better day to do it? Interesting. Okay, so no, I got the hate wrong there. Oh, yeah. That's weird. No, my hope is the healing power down here with Velis. I don't think she's going to use her slash type attack, but barely even touched her.
You're mine.
Okay.
Try withstanding this.
Pretty decent.
Not quite.
Oh, that limit break.
Unscathed.
Why would he miss? How do you miss? There we go. Thank you.
Don't disappoint me.
That healing's such a pain.
Not quite.
She just silenced my Jaden? Dude, this is... I like literally don't know how this is gonna turn out right now. I'm gonna run out of AP soon. Bro, chill with the silence.
I shall not miss.
Jaden should be unsilenced after this turn, but he's probably gonna die here. Oh no, okay, she did unit attack.
Unscathed.
I'm over here.
How do they miss? Oh, you know what? I technically have the 2B vision card, sub-vision card. Good lord.
I shall not miss.
I've had enough of this.
Hmm.
To my spear.
No, we're gonna make a change here, guys. Wait a minute. Oh, congrats, Jesus. That's good news. So I obviously lost this. That's okay. Hold on, I'm gonna skip through this. I actually have a solution. So that's where status effects and why Agrius is like underratedly good. Small little tweaks here actually are gonna turn this team fight significantly. And so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm giving Jaden Soul of Thamasa instead of the gold bracelet. Now, I think I do have a silence resistant rune. I just don't want to spend the time to go hunt for it at the moment. We're kind of nearing end of stream. But I still think I should be faster than this ice team, even if I take this off. So I'm okay with that. So, Soul of Thamasa, silence rise up 25. That means he won't get silenced by Agrius there. I want that. The second thing I'm going to do here... No, I actually think it was good that I had the 2B cards up, because they were missing attacks that like they shouldn't. This 35% luck, this is not an evade team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no reason why Snow and Val should be missing attacks on this team. And then the second swap I'm going to do here... No, that actually might be it. I really think that might be the only thing I was missing out on. I was debating swapping this for the orange sunglasses. Extra acquired AP. I'm gonna give this a try. I am going to give this a try. I really think silencing... Wait a minute, where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. I think silencing Jaden there, that screwed me. Jaden had like 3 turns there where you can just basic attack, and obviously that's not going to do anything. But if Jaden can continue to deal out damage, I think I win that fight instead. If anything, because it forces Velas to continue healing, and he's just going to run out of TP eventually, and it's going to go downhill from there. But we'll see if these small tweaks can do it. I am curious too about the extra AP percent. I was debating putting bells on instead. That way she doesn't run out of AP against this team. That's like again, when you're talking about a battle of sustain, the damage up time of keeping your AP high is really important. She obviously ran out of AP, so she can only do so much at that point. Oh shoot, I meant to take off. Oh, I meant to take off the Nightblade sub job. She didn't maiming slash. I didn't think she was gonna, but I just kind of YOLO'd that and thought she might maiming slash instead, some point to do the healing power down. But this is still thinking really hard. I'll be honest, that silence change might be the only one I need, but in a perfect world, I would actually back out of this. I would swap her sub job. Because again, that's where you get the benefit of the piercing abilities on the Trick Lancer too, where you talk about like 2 people lined up and you can get both of them in one. So there's way more of that on the Trick Lancer in addition to some like crit evade down and stuff. And potentially doing something with Zizabel's to see if she can use bells as well. I don't think I don't think I want her turning off her main buff, though. I want her to have that barrier on her. But if all that AP is the difference between winning and losing, obviously it's worth it.
This won't take long. More.
Oh,
I shall continue forth, no matter what may come. I'm with
so
you.
apparently that did script the
Okay.
turn rotation.
Alright.
Your support
Oh,
won't be
not that
in
much.
vain.
Not that much. That worked out. So the unit affinity there made June go before Jaden, because June was
Why
getting
do
the
we
unit
have to
affinity
fight so many
of agility of
enemies?
both teammates on either side of her. And so the gold bracelet before was allowing Jaden obviously to go first. I'm okay with this so far. Could be war. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like that. He's out way too far. But slow is not the worst thing.
Don't give up on me now.
With all my strength. Unscathed.
That's really lucky that she dodged that.
Spear.
Oh, she did use the healing power down. Very surprised.
Try withstanding this.
Why the?
Not
Oh,
quite.
see, she's out of AP. We're out of AP already. Bro, I take this back. Ice is doing way better than I thought it was going
I
to.
shall not miss.
To be fair, these are like the tankiest ice units with Zealous. Like, it's not surprising that they just have to outlast me.
Don't give up on me now.
Yeah, there's no way.
Not quite.
No, there's no way.
Farewell.
Oh, screw it. We'll just let it play out.
I shall not miss.
That's exactly what it is. These characters are too tanky that I can't, like, insta-kill them. Or even... I'm getting up to change of, like, 4 and 5, and I can't kill them. And Velis, obviously, he's going to run out of TP at some point.
I've had enough of this.
But,
Try withstanding this.
I mean, maybe we can kill Velis? God damn it. That counter ability might have just screwed me.
Steel yourself.
Reflex. Go figure.
Don't give up on me now.
I shall not miss.
It's just the craziest battle. Down to 3 actions remaining. Dude, this fight's gonna end with on actions remaining. That's how this fight's gonna end. That's how long the sustain is. Wow. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So you know what? I can't beat that comp. I don't think there's any tweaks I could think of that would... with this mono win comp. I throw a fire unit in there, it's game over. But really interesting. No, in Phobos, you're correct. More status effect time. No, it's true. They obviously hold up longer. But I think when I talk generally about ice, I also just mean like Eliza and like some like we saw Salir earlier. Like other ice units, Agrius and Snow are the 2 tankiest ice units. So it is not gonna end well. I'll probably end up ending the stream here. This is actually a good note to end on. Just seeing what it's like against a ice comp. Obviously, it's still like closer than you might think, given wind versus ice. But this is obviously built for just sustain that I can't keep up with. I would potentially. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're gonna do one last thing. We are gonna do one last thing, and this will be the last battle. I do want to see. I am going to put on bells. You know what, Jesus? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grind that high. You're like 10,000 points ahead of me, so it would take me like 10-15 minutes at minimum to climb up to the top 10 rank at the moment here. I know my other problem. So I did not have the 80%. Oh no, I'm sorry. I did. I'm sorry. Misspoke. Trick notes are lower. So, what I'm thinking here, I got the silencers on. Now I know Jaden's gonna go second. I'm putting Jack Frostall back on. This is gonna be interesting. I'm so intrigued to see if this ends up turning it. Again, I want her damage uptime to last much longer. I don't think I can do anything else with Summer Jaden. He's just kind of chilling here. Yeah, I think this is as good as I'm going to get with this Oh, nope. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I want my holiday party card back. I want her to get that. Where is it? Holiday party. Guys, I'm blind. I've been doing this for too long. There it is. I want the HP and the attack. And I'm just thinking about my Esper selection here. I have Man Killer up. Ultros, it's not a bad idea. Swapping Jaden for more the merrier. I'm gonna stick with this comp just because I've come this far with it. But you're right. It's at this point you start playing with other win comps to see what beats it. Obviously, there is some configuration where it does. I just don't have the time to spend on stream at the moment. So, yeah. You know what? Vea, she actually did use the healing power down, which I was pretty happy with. Cause she, no, maybe I will turn that off. I'll turn that off. Because I want those piercing abilities. Alright. Hold on, switch. I turned off her ability. I think I forgot to turn the TMR back on. I have this off at the moment. Alright, Nemo, let's do this. Yeah, if I'm thinking outside the box here, obviously there's other characters that are more defense penetration oriented. No, not on wind. They really are magic. I might go Sadali for the AoE resistance. Some of the status effects as well. Sadali definitely would be a good choice here over Summer Jaden. Just given his buffs and the re-raise and whatnot, there's more support. I turned the TMR off there because I wanted her to use her slash attack her slash resistance, magic resistance attack up buff potentially. I didn't anticipate her needing bells. I didn't think she would need that much AP. This is the kind of fight where she does. so that's why I had it off. She just hasn't the fight happens too quickly that she doesn't get two buffs off anyway. So if I have to pick one, now I'm picking bells. And judging by the loading screen, this is another very long battle. No, what my hope would be here is I need to somehow get Velis dying sooner because Snow can only take 5 hits. Once those 5 hits are gone, then it's a free-for-all. And I ideally want them to try to kill Velis once the hate is gone. Oh, Death Scythe, I will. I'll look to see 28 after this, and then that'll be my last one probably.
I shall continue forth, no matter
Okay, so
what may
we'll go
come.
bells here.
Okay. All right.
Let's do
I'll
this.
play.
Why do we have to fight so many enemies?
Still barely takes any damage. I'm very happy about that. I love the agility down for all of them. Jaden, stop moving forward. Fuck. He's gonna get caught in all their shit now. Velis, very tanky. Good for him. They both get confused. Hopefully hits both of them. Right, so now he has dispelled the confusion. I'm happy about that. Stop moving in range! It's a good layer break, though. He's obviously just too squishy to hang out there. Wind resistance down is a good one. Can I chain on this? Yo, let's go! Oh no, Tube, you ran out of AP, you bitch.
Don't give up on me now.
What are we doing here? Elemental, okay. Done. Yo, what did we say? A couple small tweaks? And now it's just a matter of time.
This is taking too long.
Yep. I am so happy I was able to make those little tweaks to beat this team. Again, it takes some thinking but like you can beat almost anything here in Arena once you just figure out the way to approach it.
I've had enough of this.
Look at this Velis. This dude is running for dear life. He is trying so hard.
Get back in there.
Won't be in vain.
Yep. And there it is. Okay. Okay.
On to the next battle.
Super happy I was able to do that live with you guys on stream. Very happy about that. And so, Death Scythe said he was number 28. This will be my last attack, if possible, because I've also gone over what I wanted to do here. But, let's see how this works out. I'm so intrigued what you have here at 28. Oh, by the way, what I was talking about, Jesus, so right now I'm at 17,000 points, and you were at, I think you're at like 20-something. Are you number one? Did you see it? No. You're at 25,000. That's like, I don't know, like 3 orb refreshes. Like, I don't have time to spend to climb that, unfortunately. But I will end on a note here, attacking at number 28, and I just gotta double check what comp you're running. Obviously, it's not fair that I get to tweak my comp, but you don't. But I've been running pretty consistently. If I see a win team, I run my anti-win. Oh, baby. We got a mirror matchup here. Wait a minute. Okay. Hold on. I gotta make one small tweak. If you guys remember, I switched to Trust Stone on Joom. That gave her less HP because I didn't have the other HP passive. Let me take this ice room back off and put my regular... There we go. Death Scythe. I mean, just looking at it, I think that's a perfect mirror matchup. I think you've mirrored exactly my setup. So I'm super intrigued. Oh yeah, thank you. And that's a good reminder. I have to turn back on Glaciela's teammate buff here. Going dual on. I'm going to turn this back off. And that. This is my anti-win team. There we go. No, not all the passives are maxed. They're maxed to like a degree that I think they're still good enough. You know, the difference between 10% HP and 9% HP, basically nothing. But it's a lot of trust stones to level it up from like level 16 to level 20. JB, what's up, dude? Bro, I'm so sad you came in at the tail end of this. I just had an awesome theory craft on beating one of these win teams here. I think you would appreciate it. What's going on, dude? Everybody in the chat, welcome JB79. One of my favorite streamers and content creators and players to watch. He's like the god of AI and like PvE content, and yeah, very knowledgeable, super envious. Big props to him. So I am ending this soon in just a couple of minutes. So yeah, the end of the VOD here, it was very cool to try to beat one of these ice teams. That was it was Agrius, Snow, and Velis. This hyper sustain. Had to find a way to beat it, and we did with some creative agility tuning and elemental chains. And I'm ending now on attacking one of my people in chat here. Death Scythe has, from what I can tell, this is a near perfect mirror matchup. The only difference is the spear on Glaciela here. I'm running the Wind Spear, they're running the Platinum Spear. And obviously we're gonna look at Trust Stones being a major factor. That's what I was trying to say out loud. So let's give this a shot. I switched the Esper nodes on the Golden Armament, but I don't think there's anything I would have switched because you have no slash attack here. Oh, you have Joom. You know what? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I had to reset my Esper. And it'll be the last tweak before we do this final fight. So those of you that recall, I had swapped to fight that ice team. I had swapped some of the nodes here on Golden Armament to give him the extra ice resistance. Obviously no longer need that anymore. Gonna go back to my default setting. I typically do the defense up here. And again, that doesn't necessarily matter much against Flagbearer Glaciela, but should help against Joom, enemy Joom. And then crit evade here. Big fan of crit evasion in the game. And I'm sorry. Goodbye, 50 viz. I screwed that up. I want the HP. So, defense. There we go. Now we're talking. 50 remaining. What can I do with that? Can I get this last slash rose? No. I'm gonna go for the crit rate. There we go. Okay. Espers 2, and now I'm back to where I started prior to that ice matchup. We're gonna end on here on a mirror matchup note. I'm actually like not really sure how the agility tuning handles this in a mirror matchup. I think in Guild War, if you have equal agility values, the attacking team goes first. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Tom? Unfortunately, just made it at the tail end of this. I am unfortunately ending the stream soon. It's been about 2 hours. We're finally ending on a good note here. I just want this fight to be a good one. So here we go against Death Scythe. Near perfect mirror matchup. They've got the Platinum Lance instead. Yeah, if I had to guess, I think the rules probably apply that the attacking team still goes first when it comes to equal agility. I don't know if you have all your units resoed to level 5 yet, though. That's obviously a big factor in terms of starting 2, but thank you. Yeah, Tom, honestly, I don't do live as much for no good reason. I certainly could. And I probably will start. Damn, Death Scythe. Okay, cool. This will be a fun one. No, I would probably do Hopper. I would probably do the Plat Spear over the Wind Spear. I think that's better. The Wind Spear is nice because it's got agility, but like just damage wise and stat wise, plus 5 to Plat Spear. Darn. So you go first.
Thank you.
I think you're gonna win this now. I think so. Like in a mirror matchup, typically the team that goes first wins.
I shall continue
Oh,
forth.
wait a minute.
Let's
The
fight
rest
on
of my team is
together.
still faster though.
This won't take long.
Ready.
So maybe it does come down to the runes.
I shall continue forth, no matter what may come.
I mean, if you guys want to see the impact of
Quite.
Trust Stones, like mirror matchups are where you're gonna notice it.
Don't disappoint me.
Oh, I'm so close to killing that Jaden. I'm toast here.
Quite.
Yep, he's down. June might be able to finish him off though if he gets Stormwind Rend. Yeah, okay. I'll take that at least. Interesting use.
I shall not miss.
Okay. Your Glaciela could smoke me here though. I'm scared. Oh my god! Whew. Barely. Just barely.
Let's move.
That's a good one. That's a good one to end on. I'm very happy with how that ended up turning out. Yeah, that's probably some very slight differences with the Wind Spear, quite honestly. That extra agility point might have been what did it, because I got my turn rotation off before you did. So assuming you also did agility runes, maybe you didn't. That could be part of it too. But I know the Wind Spear might have had an effect here too, where obviously I don't retain the full 5 because I'm using, what's the number here? 10 on the Illusory Bell. So I think I only get, what, 2 agility from the Wind Spear? That might have been the difference. Yeah, so I think it was the difference of the Wind Spear versus the Platinum Spear. That's how close it ended up coming down. Well, that's an awesome note to end on. I definitely went longer than I anticipated, but for those of you that are still here kicking, hopefully this was fun and entertaining. I haven't done this in a while. Thanks for sticking around, and obviously get to showcase what it's like to climb from the bottom up to close to top 100 here on the first day. You know, I'll try to maybe do another one later in the week, and we can tweak a little bit more with some other versions of win comps. I only, stuck to this one just to kind of talk through the theory about like range and speed and baiting and slot and all of that stuff. So hopefully still learned a bunch, even though I didn't get to tweak the comp a whole lot. But at the end of the day, I think this was a good session. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you being here. I'll obviously have some more videos out soon. I know I am going to do an Agrias character review ASAP. And other than that, I'm kind of caught up on a lot of things. I still need to do the Delita and Ramza reviews, but those I'm not in a terrible rush for. So I'll see if I can't do some more live streaming or some other, Trust Zone type videos for y'all. So that's it for now. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks for being here.